Hey, everybody. This is Casey hanging out with you on Wall to Wall Country right here on Penns Peak Radio. And, we like to interview an artist each and every show. Sometimes it's a new and upcoming artist. And sometimes we have the opportunity and the pleasure and the honor to speak to someone who has a little bit more country music under the belt than some others. And we're very, very honored to have on board today Mr. Jim Ed Brown. Hey, how are you, sir?
Fine. Hello, Casey. What a pleasure it is to come to Penns Peak and talk to you and speak with you again. How are you doing?
I am fine. And
They tell me it's cold up there.
It is. We've had some snow issues this winter. Actually, we didn't really have any problems until January. Then all of a sudden it's like won't stop snowing.
Well, you know what? You can send some of it down our way. We haven't had any snow yet this year.
Well, I'd be glad to. It'll be in the mail tomorrow. We have more than enough to share. But, I mean, I don't even know where to start with your career, sir. 6 decades of music in the music industry, and you're still going strong. You're a survivor of some things. You've done things like being a spokesman for Dollar General stores. You've hosted some great shows. I'm not exactly quite sure where to start, but let's start by telling our listening audience maybe a little bit about how you got into the country music industry, because at one point you thought you weren't going to do this. Am I correct?
That's true. In fact, in '59, whenever we recorded the Three Bells, that was to be our swan song. But Chet Atkins said that, well, you kids may think that you're going to retire, but I think you've recorded the biggest song that you've ever recorded, which turned out to be very true, which kept us in the business. And we stayed there until the girls decided to retire in 1967. And they stayed retired until recently, until we recorded When the Sun Says Hello to the Mountain. I got them back in the studio for one more time. I don't think we'll do it again, but if I find the right song, I'll ask them. But anyway, it's been a great career. The man upstairs has blessed me with a voice, and I'm a little hoarse today. I don't know why, but anyway, I've enjoyed singing. And you know what? I came to Penns Peak one time.
I know. I wish you would come back.
Well, tell that man to bring me back up there. I would love it.
I'm sure he would love it as well. We'd love to see you, and you've got a new album out, so you got some new music. But I just want to clarify something really quickly. When you talked about the girls and the Browns when you guys were recording, the girls were your sisters, right?
That's right, they were.
They were Maxine.
They are, I should say.
Yes. Maxine and Bonnie were with you on the earlier journey when you guys were the Browns, and now you're saying they joined you in the studio for some of the songs on your new album? That's awesome.
They did on When the Sun Says Hello to the Mountain.
And that's one of
the... We were together as a Brown trio from like 54 until 67 when they decided to retire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, that song you were talking about before, The Three Bells, that one actually got you guys quite a bit of recognition when it topped the Hot 100 in the country charts of the Billboard magazine, and gave you some recognition on shows like when American Bandstand and the Ed Sullivan Show was still around. Oh,
we did a whole bunch of them. We did that, but yes, the Three Bells, that came out in 1959, and it gave us a whole new career, you might say.
Yeah.
But it was a #1 Billboard country as well as pop, as well as RC, as well as rhythm and blues.
You've seen the gamut of recording and being on some shows back in the day, and now you've come out with something new. Was it a big difference? How did you feel about doing this whole brand new album? I'm sure it's in a way different way than what you were used to back in the day.
Well, no, things may seem to have changed a lot, but yet they haven't. They still remain the same in some ways. It was really a great thrill to get back in the studio again after quite a few years, of not being in the studio and not recording anything. But whenever Plowboy Records came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to record this album?" I said, "Sure, I do." Awesome. And so we put it together, and Don Cusick produced it. Bob Bobby Barrett produced one of the songs in it. But it was a lot of fun to do it. And also, Casey, it was fun to get some of my friends in to let them record with me, like Vince Gill.
Nice.
Vince, I didn't know he was going to do it, but he just, one day he picked I was walking down the hall at the Opry, going to the stage, and he peeped his head out and said, "Jim, I just recorded harmony on your song." And I said, "Oh, really?"
Surprise!
It was a surprise to me. But Helen Cornelius and I, we did one in there. The Browns, and of course I got the Whites come in, and they did one with me. So it was a lot of fun.
Did you write all the songs on this new album?
I did not. No.
Okay.
Don Cusick, the fellow that produced the album, he wrote 4 or 5 of them.
Okay.
But no, most of the songs in there are, I say the songs that he didn't write, are songs that I had kept through the years, like When the Sun Says Hello to the Mountain. I kept that from 1970. I Love It, I Love It, I Love It, that written by a young lady down in Texas. I held that song from 1968 until now. Helen and I have been wanting to do this song that we did, Don't Let Me Cross Over, for some time. So it's, been there's some songs in there that I've just wanted to record, and finally got the opportunity to.
Now, how long was this project? How long from start to finish did it take for you guys to get this project accomplished?
Oh, it didn't take long. It took, a couple of 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't all the time, We'd go in the studio one day and do some things, and then maybe a week later or so we'd go back in and do some more.
Now, you talk about...
But it wasn't a matter of just doing it all at one time.
Yeah, and you talked about Vince Gill popping his head out at the Grand Ole Opry. That place has a huge place in your heart. Am I correct on that one?
It does. The Opry is I've got my home here for my family and all, and but the Opry is kind of like a second home to me.
Mm-hmm. Means a lot to you.
I get to go out, visit with all my peers, and sit down in the dressing room and talk and have fun and laugh and joke and all, and tell stories, war stories every once in a while. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really unique. With I've been there once or twice, and it's just got a really kind of home type feel to it, welcoming arms type feel to it. Anybody can, go and enjoy an awesome and a wonderful show. And sometimes the talent, if the floors of that stage could talk, I'm sure they could tell some great stories.
Ooh-wee. I don't want to be around when it starts.
Does it have stories about you, sir?
Oh, it might have some.
As they say, if the walls could talk, right?
Yeah, it's right.
Well, just like you, it's an institution in country music industry. You can't talk about country music without mentioning people of your caliber, and of course, buildings and places like the Grand Ole Opry. And we're very, very happy that you're back and doing some music. You're going to go out on tour too. Am I correct?
Oh, sure. You know what? I still enjoy traveling, and I still enjoy doing the shows on the road. I start the 9th and 10th in Tampa, Florida, doing the Florida State Fair, and then from there I go out to West Texas and for some shows out there, then on into South Dakota. Got quite a run, yeah.
So you're going to be.
In fact, I'll be more than likely touring, not all year long, but I'll be doing some dates. I do about 40, 50 days a year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, the doors for Penn's Peak and Penn's Peak Radio are always open to you if you have the opportunity to get into our area. We'd love to see you.
Well, I'd love to be back at the Penn's Peak again. I haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah,
but I know Mr. Reinhardt. He's got a great place there.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he would love to have you back as well. You were talking about some of the music on this album that you're going to be performing out on tour. And one of the songs that you talked about was When the Sun Says Hello to the Mountain. Can you tell us a little bit more about that song and why you chose that song for this album, other than that you'd had it for a while?
That's a song that back in, I was touring Europe, and back in the early 70s, and I found this song, and I heard it, and I said, golly, what a great song that is. And I wonder if I could get the Browns to do it with me. Well, I tried, but they said, no, we're retired. We're just going to stay retired. You go ahead and do it yourself.
Oh, no.
Well, I didn't do it, but I held on to it all these years. And whenever I went back in the studio, I said, I'm going to do this song and see if I could get them again to do it. But that's where it came from. It's an old, it's a German song, actually.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I just changed the words in it.
Well, it was a great song, and I think our listening audience is going to love it, along with the entire album. Tell everybody how, if they want to get your new album, Jim Ed Brown, In Style Again, give us a little information on how people can find some information about you and your album.
Well, they can go to iTunes, and they can order it there, or they can go to Amazon.com, and they can get it there, or they can give it, send it to jimedbrown.com and order it there. I sometimes, have a few to send out. Mm-hmm. So if they want to order it that way, they can.
And that's how they can get a hold of it.
Go to iTunes or Amazon.com, either one,
And
or just to a record shop. I think they have them. Wherever you find your song or your songs most of the time, go there and see if they don't have them, tell them to order it for you.
Okay. Are you into social media? I know that's something that wasn't around in the good old days. Is there a Facebook page? Are you on Twitter? Does somebody help you manage that stuff? I mean, are you out there?
Oh, Facebook, yes, quite a bit. Twitter, I'm not too good at that. Mm-hmm. So I don't get into Twitter.
But you like your Facebook page?
You can find me on Facebook an awful lot.
Do you answer posts?
I try.
That's awesome. That's so awesome that people can ask questions. And I think it's a whole new way to get, people who've known of you for so long to actually feel a little bit closer when they can put a post on there about your music and then you can reply to them. The social media, that's one of the fun things about it. It's a little bit closer contact, on more of a one-to-one basis with your fans. Do you find that that's fun now?
You know what? I love what the internet does, but I don't know how. I'm not very computer literate. I enjoy trying. I sometimes erase things that I shouldn't.
Oh, well, that happens to all of us. It ain't you. That happens to all of us.
And I'm not the only one.
No, heavens to Murgatroyd. No, I think anybody who works on a computer would agree with me. It's not you. It's the computers, for sure. Well, let's give our listening audience a listen to this one song, and I want to talk about a few more other tunes with you in a minute. But this is one of the songs off of Jim Ed Brown's new album. It's called In Style Again. Please check it out. And as he mentioned, you can find it on iTunes and Amazon, or you can simply go to his website at www.jimedbrown.com. It's really quite that simple, and check in with them. And I think it's a pretty little song. I got the opportunity to listen to it, and I think it's a lot of fun. Would you like to introduce your song, sir?
This is a song that I thoroughly enjoy. I love the harmony, and to think that the Browns have come back into the studio and recorded it with me is it's just unreal. And I think you'll enjoy the song and listening to the sound of the Browns once again. Here is When the Sun Says Hello to the Mountain.
And we're back with Jim Ed Brown, In Style Again. Got a lot of accolades under his belt of things that he's accomplished throughout the many, many, many 6 decades of musical career. And it sounds like you still have the passion and the sparkle to continue to do this. How do you sustain that, sir?
Well, I don't know. I'm just coming out of cancer. I had lung cancer, and that was not too easy. And and I'm just getting over that. In fact, I'm not completely over it yet. But that brought me down quite a bit. But I'm getting my strength back now. And I'm feeling good again, and I'm ready to hit the road and do some more singing. And I did the Opry for the first time in 5 months, and that was a lot of fun to get back in and do that. So
I'm sure.
I'm ready to start back. I don't know. I've always been one of these people that keep things going and want to be around and do things all the time. So I just, I don't I don't know where it comes from.
Congratulations. We want to wish you the best and continue, getting back on the complete 100% road of health, and wish you really, success with this album. And I think people are just going to love you to death when they see that you're out and about. And I think you're an example of what people should be doing. You can't let that kind of stuff really get you down. I'm sure it's very difficult to do that. But, you're like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm getting better, and I want to go back to doing the thing I love, and I'm never going to let it beat me and get me down. And I think it's interesting because one of the songs on your album is Tried and True, that you are staying on your course, tried and true to your music career and providing some great music for your fans and your audience. And that might be another great tune we'd like to play for our audience. You want to tell us a little bit about that song, sir?
I recorded it, and whenever I did it, my producer said, you know what, we might ought to get Biz Gill to do harmony on this. Well, I said, if you want harmony, I can do it myself. So, and I didn't think any more about it, and nothing was said. So one day I was walking down the hallway, headed to the Opry stage to do my show, and Vince, he peeked his head out the door, and he said, Jim Ed, I just recorded harmony on your new song, Tried and True, and he said, I like it. And it really took me by surprise.
And there it is, Tried and True, another great song off of Jim Ed's album In Style Again. And we're so glad to have you back into the country music industry, feeling better. And we wish you, good luck on your tour. Now, if you folks are interested in his music, you can find him at jimedbrown.com, on Amazon and iTunes and things along that. Plus, he's a Facebooker. You're right? You try.
Yes, I try. Can I just say one little thing?
Sure.
Whenever I found out that I had cancer, I found out that I have an awful lot of friends that I didn't know that I had, because they all put me on their prayer list, and they sent me good wishes cards and all. Mm-hmm. And I want to just say thanks to all of them for all of their prayers and putting me on their prayer list, and for all of the well wishes.
Aww.
It's been great. God has blessed me, and I'm doing good. And thanks to them.
Well, awesome. And I'm sure they're going to know that, that's what helped you get back to doing what you love to do, which is entertaining.
It is.
Excellent. So honored to have you on the show today, sir. We can't wait to get all of the music out there for your listening audience. And again, the door's open here if you have the opportunity. At the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen, I've got one more tune, a little something called Don't Let Me Cross Over. Now, you did this with Helen, right?
Right. Yep. This is a song that we've been thinking about doing now for a long time. We'd sing it back in the dressing room, but this is the first chance we've had to record it, and I think it came out very well. I think you'll enjoy it. I think our people will enjoy hearing Jim Ed and Helen back together again on a song that, this is an old song that Carl and Pearl Butler did way back in the 50s.
Wow.
It's called Don't Let Me Cross Over.
And that's awesome. And there you go. You guys will be able to catch that song at the end of the show. Very excited to hear that and all of the great music. Again, it's called In Style Again, everybody. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate it. It's an honor to have you on the Wall to Wall Country Show again. And we look forward to seeing you out there and hopefully swinging by someday here at Penn's Peak.
Casey, thank you so much. I don't want to come up there with all the snow on the ground, but I'd love to come to Penn's and see you again at Penn's Peak Radio.
Well, when you're out touring all year long, as you say, in all those states, maybe you can manage it that you'd come to the Northeast on a little bit warmer day, anytime maybe after like May. That would be awesome.
Thank you so much for letting me say hello to your many listeners.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to love it, and I know they're going to be gobbling up all that music. And again, the album is out. It's called In Style Again. How many tracks are on it, sir?
There's 13, actually.
13 great new tunes. Some Jim has been holding on to, because you knew you were coming back, right? You absolutely knew you were coming back.
Oh, sure.
That's why you were holding on to those songs.
The man upstairs told me to.
What's that?
I'm not going to stop until the man upstairs tells me to stop.
There you go. So he knew he was going to be back out on the road doing some stuff. A long-time opera member. If you ever do want to see him or listen to him, don't forget you can catch him. You're still hosting the weekly Country Music Greats radio show, right?
I am.
So you can catch him there.
I love that show.
And that's every week, sir?
That's every week. Uh-huh.
And, of course, if you end up down at the Grand Ole Opry, you might see him bebopping around down there. When he's not out on tour, you're becoming quite the social butterfly, being out there all over the place.
Oh, my.
Well, thank you so much. Again, I don't want to hold you up any longer, but we really appreciate your time today.
Casey, thank you so much. You're a doll.
All right, you take care.
You're letting me come in and say hello.
Well, I hope to see you soon, sir. You make a plan of coming up here in the summertime.
I do, too, and you come see us down here at the Opry.
We hope to. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.